Hey there, I'm JD and we're playing My RV Skills because I want to show you the different kinds of trailers that are in this game and how they compare to each other, both while maneuvering in forward gear and backing up. If you don't already know, this game was actually created to help people learn to back up trailers in real life. So if you came here looking for that reason, don't worry, you're in the right place. However, it's also a fun puzzle game, so you don't have to own a trailer in real life to enjoy it. On the screen, I'm showing the selection menu where we can choose to go into levels for each type of trailer. The six options here are the long and short fifth wheels, boat trailers, motorhomes, and long and short travel trailers. We'll look at each one of these in turn, but there are also some hidden bonus trailer types that I want to show you. And one of them is pretty ridiculous, so I'm guessing you want to stick around till the end of the video to make sure you see that one. But for now, let's look at the first one I want to show you. The first trailer I want to show you is the short fifth wheel. Starting with this one because I think it's the easiest one to explain what I've learned about how it works. Before we start, I just want to point out some of the indicators in this game. At the bottom of the screen, there's a slider that will go back and forth to show which direction I'm turning the wheels. And at the top of the screen, there's a little picture that will show where my steering wheel is and where my wheels are pointed. On the right side of the screen is another slider which shows how much I'm pressing the accelerator in reverse or forward gear. That's one nice thing about this game is that we don't have to wait to shift gears, we can just go whichever direction we want, and that saves time while we're learning here. You can watch those indicators as I show the maneuvers or focus on the vehicles, and jump back in the video to watch the indicators, whichever works best for you. Feel free to rewind the video as many times as you want to see all the details in each maneuver. To start with, let's just take a corner going forward. We may have to take it a little wide to avoid hitting the trailer, but because it's so short, we don't have to do too much extra work. Here's me going around a corner, almost as if I'm just driving the truck by itself. See, the trailer follows nicely. If we had cut it a little closer, there might have been a problem. As it was a nice turn. Going backward, I think the fifth wheel is easy to think about because there are only 3 points to consider. Position of the front wheels of the truck, the fifth wheel, which is going to be on top of the rear wheels of the truck, so that's 1 point. And then, of course, the rear wheels of the trailer, which we'll definitely be looking at. However, because the trailer is so short, it will react quickly to our turning inputs. So taking it slow will be the name of the game, and correcting quickly will be important as we back up the trailer. There we have it. That's the short fifth wheel. Let's move on to the next trailer. Now the short travel trailer is a lot like the short fifth wheel with the addition of the hitch. The hitch gives us some additional benefits and some additional challenges that are different from when we have the fifth wheel and the pivot point is directly over the back wheels of our tow vehicle. One of the advantages comes when traveling forward. The hitch actually swings out on turns, pulling the trailer a little wider around the turn to reduce how much extra room we have to leave. So that's nice. It also makes those little wiggles to help straighten us out a bit easier too. Like right here, you can turn the wheels to the right and just go a little bit, we're straightened out again. However, when backing up, things get a little more complicated. Now, the hitch means we can swing the trailer faster and we can accidentally get into a jackknife situation even quicker. However, it also helps us chase the trailer as we're trying to straighten out, as we can almost get the trailer lined up and just follow it with the truck. So right here, the trailer is fairly straight in that spot. Now with a fifth wheel, this would be too late to start chasing it, because as I turn the wheels on the truck all the way to the left, the back of the truck would still be going off towards the right of where we want to go. With this hitch, we might be able to make this, so let's try it out. There, so we got a little bit farther to the left than we wanted, but we still made it around that corner, something we might not have been able to do with the fifth wheel. Of course, in real life, as in the game, if you get into trouble, pull forward can help straighten things out, especially with the hitch helping us magnify those little wiggles. There we are. The boat trailer is going to be a lot like the short travel trailer, but it tends to be a little longer. depending on the level that you're playing in the game or the type of boat you have in real life. This could be a little longer, or it could be a lot longer. For that reason, it's going to handle a little differently, although it has a lot of similarities with a short travel trailer. Main things are going to be making sure we go a bit wider on turns going forward. And that'll depend on the length of the boat and trailer, of course. And then when backing up, we'll have to work a little harder to get the trailer going where we want it. This comes with the bonus, though, that once we have those trailer wheels roughly where we want them, it's also harder for them to get away from us as long as we stay on top of correcting things along the way. I want to go over the motorhome next, because even though it's not a trailer per se, I think it's the most difficult to work with. The actual mechanics are easy enough to understand because it's just a long vehicle and it turns just like any car. However, the length does pose some challenges both going forward and in reverse. Going forward, we have to leave more room to make it around corners. That might mean going farther before we start our turn, or even going the opposite direction before starting our turn. And then sometimes it just means getting all the way to the opposite side of where we're trying to turn before we start our turn. In reverse, the added length means extra time needed to get the rear wheels where we want them, and more room needed in the front for the wheels to swing out and follow the rear ones. Sometimes we'll have motorhomes where the front and back wheels are set in on the vehicle a ways. This can be helpful because it means we can go over curbs and grass with the ends as long as our wheels don't hit them too. Of course, this also means the ends will swing out wide, which can be especially tricky when backing up, as we have to watch that swing in addition to the rear wheels and plan for both in our setup and maneuvering. So even though it's not particularly complicated to back up a motorhome or drive it forward, it's the sheer length and the possibility of these overhangs on either side make it quite challenging. Now the long fifth wheel is going to have a lot of similarities with a short fifth wheel, as well as a lot of those challenges that come with being longer, just like the motorhome. However, it also gains the advantages of being a longer trailer, making backing up easier in that after we get our rear trailer wheels where we want them, it'll be harder for them to get off course. Of course, it will also be hard to correct if they do get away from us some. So here I'm showing going around a corner, and you can see we have to take it wide because of that long trailer. And then backing up, those trailer wheels don't move left and right as fast as with other trailers that are shorter. And we need extra room for that truck in the front to move around because the trailer is so long. Finally, we've come to the long travel trailer. This is going to handle a lot like the long fifth wheel with the added benefits and challenges that come with having a hitch that's a bit behind the rear wheels of the tow vehicle. Once again, we'll take corners slightly better than a fifth wheel of similar length, and we'll have the ability to chase the trailer better while backing too. However, that scissoring action of the truck and trailer around the hitch might seem more squirrely and tricky to get a feel for in reverse. Once again, we'll try to take a corner. How this might handle a little bit better than a fifth wheel of similar length going around the same kind of corner. Then I'll try to show here backing up that hitch. We can follow the trailer after it's gotten that straight position that we want. The truck can just follow it. So that's the end of the regular trailer types in the game, but don't go anywhere yet. As promised, we have several bonus types that can only be found by playing farther into the game. Some of them also show up in real life, so these might be just the ones you want to practice on, if that's why you're watching this. Alright, bonus trailer number 1. This is actually a combination I've seen in real life, semi-regularly. People love to bring their boat with them when they're traveling, so if they've got a motorhome, they can just tow with that. This will feel a lot like combining the motorhome and the boat trailer, because that's exactly what it is. We've got to think about the slightly longer trailer, but also the length of the motorhome, our pull vehicle, so we'll have a lot more need for room in the front of us as we maneuver backwards. However, it'll actually be a little bit easier for us as we're going forward. We just have to make sure we have enough room to get that motorhome around the corners and then add a little more for the boat trailer. But it will follow without too much trouble. Here you can see how having that long tow vehicle backing up harder as we have to swing back and forth quite a ways to correct. Bonus trailer number 2, the motorhome pulling a long trailer. This one's going to be a tough one for a bunch of reasons. We've got the long motorhome, which will be tough going around corners in forward gear, plus we have the long trailer, which will be a little bit tough as well in forward gear. And then we've got the hitch, which is really short compared to the width of these vehicles, so we actually can't turn very sharply before we're already jackknifing. Because of the setup of this bonus level, I actually can't show a lot of different things, but I will go through it and show you what we can see given the limited space. We've got having to back up to help make a corner going forward, avoiding jackknifing in reverse by controlling our turning angle carefully. This is something you'd really have to take the time to learn to see in your mirrors if you were driving a rig like this in real life. And here I'm trying to show how much room is needed to get that motorhome in the front around as we're moving in reverse. If you've seen something like this in real life or in other games, please let me know in the comments. I'd really like to know if this is a real thing or an extra challenge the game designer just added in there. Alright, just like I promised, here's the ridiculous bonus trailer. It's the super yacht pulled by a regular old pickup truck. I'm pretty sure this is impossible in real life. The truck wouldn't be able to support that much trailer weight on its hitch, or pull it, even if it could support it. However, it's a fun backing challenge in this game. I believe there are only 3 levels that have this configuration, so bonus points to you if you can find them. For now, let's see how it handled. The theory here is that we treat it like a super long fifth wheel. Despite how it looks, this level isn't that hard if you just follow the edges of the space. Just watch the front edge of the boat, as it can look like you've got plenty of room and then you move and realize you've lost it as the boat moved and you reached a wider part on its hull. As I'm backing in here, I'm going to try to chase it with the truck so that I wind up being straight the way I want it. And I went a little bit too far, so we'll just fix that. And perfect, we'll leave our truck in the water. Just where we want it, right? There you have it, a comparison of all the trailers and my RV skills. Now it's your turn. Do you drive one of these trailers in real life or in game and have tips about how to drive or back them up? Let me know in the comments. Did I miss something that you think I should have mentioned? Tell me about that too. And definitely use that like button to let me know if you enjoyed this video. I plan to record some more in-depth videos on the mechanics of backing up things and my tips of each part of the process, so subscribe if you want to see those things or any of my other videos about my RV skills or the other games I play. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.